All right, hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm Sherry Mosley, and we are going to be doing a little special check-in. Could be related to the new moon, but it's more that we are coming into this new energy. And I was woken up early this morning, and this was about probably maybe 5 in the morning. And it was the Pleiadians speaking to me about this three-eye atlas scenario that's, I guess, involving our planet and a lot of people. So I heard them come in, and I'll just say first, before this, I've heard of Three-Eye Atlas. I haven't done any research on it. I just heard that there's some sort of um, space phenomenon going on, and people are very interested in it. And when I just tuned in and checked in and asked about it, I was told that it is exploratory. That was the first term that I heard. Then this morning, the Pleiadians came in, as well as the Galactic Federation, saying that I needed to come on and share a message from them with you about this Three-Eye Atlas, okay? And it's okay if you're not even familiar with it. More or less, there's just an object coming into our space. And the first thing that I heard is that it is, so some people are saying it's a comet, some people are saying it's a spaceship. That's kind of the word, right? Is it extraterrestrial? Is it man-made? Where is it from? All of this. But the first thing I heard is that it is a test. It is a test to see where we are at in terms of our availability and preparedness for open contact. Okay, open contact being extraterrestrials coming down into our 3D dimensional world and communicating with us. So that's kind of a big step for the masses, but we have been working towards this with a 2026, 2027 timeline. There are other channelers, in particular Bashar, Daryl Anka, he channels a lot of this. Of course, Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer, he handles a lot of CE5 contact as well. But there is that trajectory that they are coming and we are going to be meeting them. And many of us have already been doing a lot of ET contact, either in Mount Shasta or at our homes with different tools, and maybe just they're showing up depending on your soul alignment. And now we're getting into when they're going to be coming into our, you could say, our global community, right? Imagine that extraterrestrials are an accepted part of the beings of Earth, right? They just exist as part of the communities. Like we have lions and whales and birds, right? We'll have other beings on the planet other than humans. We'll have extraterrestrials. And so what I've heard this morning was that actually I heard a lot of code coming in, and when I think about it, my head hurts because the code was very different than what I'm used to in terms of like a light language or extraterrestrial code that comes in. And I'll think about that in a minute because I think I'll start channeling light language as soon as I think about that. The underlying message is that it is a test. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. We're looking at the purpose. So it doesn't matter if it's extraterrestrial or if it's human-made, if it's a ship or if it's a comet. The purpose of it is to prepare Earth for open contact. How are we responding to it? How are we engaging with it? Where are our minds going? Where is our intention going? How are we acting? Right? And then this is going to then depict how open contact does happen and when. Okay, so it's a test. It's an exploratory test to see how humanity responds to something foreign in space coming to their planet or coming near the planet. Okay, so it's coming for those of us who are not familiar, or those of you who are not too familiar, it's coming closest to our sun on October 29th. And then it's coming closer to Earth in December. So my sense is however we handle this interaction here in October is going to, of course, depict how the interaction happens in December. And it's an exciting time, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and connect in. I'm already in my Akashic Enlightenment. Okay, so I already did some preparatory work to go into a deeper space. This is just kind of more of my human introduction. And I'm just going to start dialing in now to connect deeper to the Pleiadians, the Galactic Federation, and this code, this encoding that I was seeing, feeling coming in. You may feel the energy starting to shift as I connect to that understanding. And I'm just going to bring the light language through. Kana nukusha nake ara kukatira kana kashtaku aktera kana neke ek teke ak chakaraku karake ashta anuku ka at na kuruku kara nukusha aka naka neke. I'm hearing Galactic Federation. Kaktakara kusha nake aharuku aktakene kena kukuku nake kerara kashtakara kukure akanaku. Kere ke a tara kuna kesta atakanaku. Kulane kena kane kukure eke akana ke. Kerara ku karakare edaku. Eka nuka shakana nuku a. Te ada kataku. Karaku kare anaka nake. Ke anaka huku anaka. Kukure eka nakanaku kashaka atuku. Kutaka aktaka. Akakura e ka te kara ka te kuruku unuka kara nekteka taka aka tukure heshta akana huku aktuku untuku anuku kore anaka kokora e hanuku araku kanukusha akara aktaka akana. Preparing and activating for future contact based on your personal soul path as well as your free will or agreement within that. Kakakura ane shakara anakataku kure ke aktakanaku ke aka ataka akatuku koko atakakara ke eka nuku kakake ara ke eke eka atuku ke karaku kore ka nukuku kara neheke atakuku okunaka ke atakanaku kore ke karaku kore ke eke atuku Kukura a karake ke a kuku u ukura anaku. Kuraka anaka kuna kataka karaku kune eke. Karakanaku ara nakana kuna nake ke ka okuku nuku kure. Ka anaku kure anaka. So this is more of a knowledge transfer than the Elohim light language I usually do. This is from the Galactic Federation. So it may feel different than the other light language that I usually do on this channel. Okay, so I'm just connecting a little more to the Galactic Federation. You may just be sitting in the frequencies and the energy now that's come in already. They're just assisting you now here with preparing for its arrival and inviting you to start to connect with what your personal trajectory is with personal ET contact. This may happen in a group scenario. It may happen individually. If you are looking for training or understanding how to connect with extraterrestrials, I will post some links in the description of prior ET contact trainings that I've done or experiences with ET contact. I will post those. You can download those transmissions and me talking about them, as well as, of course, learning Akashic Enlightenment. It's a very good tool to use for a higher connection. It's opening up all the chakras so that you can more or less have this deep meditative pillar open for higher communication. And you're in a benevolent space, you're in your higher consciousness, and beginning to open that space more and more opens up the clear dialogue with extraterrestrial beings, or you could say interdimensional beings. And there are, of course, many beings of many different frequencies, right? Just like on Earth, right? We have lots of different levels of consciousness between humans. Okay, the same with the extraterrestrials. Actually, Stephen Greer went through a whole timeline of these and looking at how much we have to ascend in our consciousness to even begin to come into contact with some of these much higher frequency extraterrestrials and those races, that they've already accomplished this amazing level of consciousness. They could be even considered angelic. Okay, the Aqualorians are, I'd say, the highest level of extraterrestrial interdimensional beings that I've come into contact with and that I work with. And they are very high frequency. But the overall takeaway is that we have to keep raising our consciousness either through meditation. I use Akashic Enlightenment, brings your frequency up quickly. And there's a lot that you can practice in Akashic Enlightenment to get your consciousness to a higher level, which then allows for higher level extraterrestrial or interdimensional beings to commune with you and or our planet, right? And so that's the, you could say, the long timeline, right? And getting that higher consciousness up, which means higher dimensional beings can connect with us either telepathically, they can come into a 3D form and engage with us, teach us things, give us higher technology. We can open up the higher technologies that we already have on Earth that have not been released because humanity's consciousness is not high enough to handle them. There's too much unconsciousness in the collective that these things would be used detrimentally, but those technologies do exist. Okay, so just coming full circle now as I feel like the channeling is starting to close down more, is that this is a test. This is a test to see how your consciousness responds to other beings coming to our planet. All right, so yeah, try to sit in peace with that and maybe excitement with new beings coming in. And I'm just seeing if the Pleiadians have anything else for us. I haven't done galactic work, and I don't think I've done any this year except for the Galactic Council of 12 and Mount Shasta. And that was in August. Yeah. So I think that's it that's coming in for now from Pleiadians and the Galactic Federation. Yeah, so we're just moving along the timeline for open contact here on Earth. And this is just part of the overall awakening. Right? We know that 2025 is a very transitional year, and 2026 and 2027 is just going to be a lot of new things happening. Right. And so right now is a little bit of the test. I almost want to call it like a warning shot, but a warning isn't really what it is. It's more like a testing, a trial, right? An open trial, just to see how it goes. Yeah, so we want to pass with flying colors so that all the higher beings know that we are ready for face-to-face contact with interdimensional extraterrestrial beings, right? This will change our planet quite a bit, very, very quickly, right? The more people that are open to open contact on the planet allows for the release of higher level technologies, which change our energy, change our healthcare systems, our education systems, our entire government systems, right? So all of this is, you could say it's already happening. It's just a matter of when can they push the go button that the collective is at a high enough consciousness that we can accept this as our new reality without there being too much a reaction or pushback or old agendas of greed or focusing on more egoic-based timelines and ways of doing things. Right, so we're just opening ourselves up to this higher level of functioning and higher technologies that we can incorporate from these higher extraterrestrial and interdimensional beings. All right, so very exciting. And if you want to learn more about AT contact, I do the Aqualorian Crystalline Light Healing training. And I have right now, a lot of replays of ET contact transmissions. So there's a whole library on my website that I'll paste the link in here if you want to start dabbling in that, if that's new to you. And if you've been following me a long time, I'm now offering the Aqualorian Crystal and Light Healing levels 12 and level 13. If you've gone all the way up to those higher levels, that's the newest ones that are now available. And starting on Halloween, October 31st, I'll be doing the Aqualorian Crystal and Light Healing for personal healing. So a 30-minute personal healing session, healing you on all levels. So we'll be connecting to them for that. And then a healing around prosperity and wealth. So we'll use that as the intention and applying the Aqualorian Crystal Night Healing for that. So if you want to do a live experience with the Aqualorian Crystal Night Healing, then we'll be able to do that live starting October 31st, and then I think it's November 7th. Yeah, so it's going to be Fridays at 11 a.m. Okay, so I'll paste that link below as well. All right, so exciting times. I hope you're enjoying our new energy. It's a wild time. If you're needing any personal assistance, sign up for the personal Shamanic Akashic Enlightenment session. There's a 30-minute session or an hour session. Or if you need help with your physical body, we can go all the way into the Asian medicine, doing the Chinese herbs and running the Aqualorian Crystal and Light Healing on you personally for personal energy healing. So those are some options for personal support through all of this. All right. Of course, everything is available at sherrymosley.com, and all of that is linked in the description below. All right, so just coming back out of the whole space that we were in. Just bring a close to this transmission. Okay, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you're enjoying your journey. And I'll say goodbye for now. Thank you.